Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and we are back. It is Wednesday, yet again, new comic book day. I got some good books to talk about, including one that surprised me and really shocked me and was much better than I anticipated. But before we start talking about comics, let me quickly tell you about my giveaway. I'm giving away 3 awesome comic bundles at 500 subscribers. That's right, 3 lucky subscribers will each win one of these 3 comic bundles. All you have to do to enter is simply be subscribed and leave a comment on this video. If you would like additional chances to win, you can watch other videos on my channel and leave comments on those as well. Each comment on a new video is another chance to win. Good luck. And we are so close. Thank you all so much for the support. We are in the single digits now of getting to 500 subscribers. Thank you all so much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start off with, I have to preface this one, I guess, a little bit. Last week, I picked up Dark Ages 2 because it's just, it was a cover buy. It's a beautiful X23 cover. And I was like, man, that thing is too cool. And I was like, yeah, you know what, I might as well pick up number 1. We were sold out of number 1, so I didn't get one. However, this week, I get to pick up the second printing. So I decided to read, I've read both of these. And it was a pretty good story. What I was kind of initially put off by was, I was like, man, because I think it's maybe a 6-parter, I think. And I was just like, I just don't want this to be another, and it seemed like heavily advertised as Apocalypse. I was like, Apocalypse is just going to fight everybody and the world's going to be in trouble and blah, 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 blah. There's a lot more layer and depth in the story than I was anticipating, actually. So, basically, there's a problem that, first of all, this is very not afraid to be gruesome, I guess. We'll say, without spoiling too much. And it definitely seems like it is, its own separate thing, not in the main universe or anything. So it's willing to do some risky things. So the world basically has a big EMP, okay? Loses all power for forever, I guess. And, so there's no technology and the world is kind of in chaos and there's a lot of, chaos, I guess, that ensues from that. But it's very interesting to see these different heroes develop and deal with it. The first issue more so deals with the problems, or how that happens, I guess. And the second issue so far is dealing with kind of the aftermath of living in a world without power and the heroes trying to corral everyone and everything like that. But living in a less technologically advanced world. But pretty good. Surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be. I was slightly interested in it, and I just at the last minute I was like, no, I'm not going to pick it up. Maybe I had too many books that week or whatever. I don't know what the reason was. But I'm happy that I picked it up. So if a book that you didn't end up, if it was a book that you didn't end up picking up, then I would suggest it with the second print that comes out today. And then moving on to King the Conqueror, number 3. This is a pretty cool book. I've enjoyed this series quite a bit. I will say that, not that this is bad, I really, really liked the first 2 issues, and then this one was just good. So I didn't quite love it as much as the first 2 issues. I thought the first 2 were super awesome. This one is, I don't know if it's just a little all over the place, but not in a bad way. It's just, I feel like overall the story is going to end up being, because, Nathaniel Richards is trying to be a different man than the king that kidnapped him, and I think in the end up he's just going to be king. Like, that's what it is. He's just going to be the same king that he's always destined to be. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But regardless, pretty interesting series. It's a mini-series, so I don't feel too bad, even if the future seems a little obvious. But maybe it's supposed to, So, I don't know. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I think the second issue might have been my favorite one, though. Now, talking about favorite books, I told you, one book surprised me a lot. And I really, really love this book. And we're going to be talking about Iron Man, or sorry, I guess it's Darkhold Iron Man. And if you didn't read last week's Darkhold Alpha, it was basically setting up these one-shots. And now I understand why they are one-shots and not just a series. Basically what happens, to not really spoil Alpha, you can read it if you want. Honestly, you can read this book without reading the Alpha. You don't have to. This is more so kind of a what if. It's a retelling of Iron Man's origin story, but with a horror twist to it. And it is super, super good. The alpha just kind of sets up, I guess, these what if scenarios, these dark versions of their stories. I don't know if they're all gonna be origin stories or whatever. It's just gonna assume be a different point in their lives, but something bad happens, I guess. I don't know. But this book was surprisingly really, really good. I cannot let you know enough that this book was incredible. Like, honestly, I don't think I've enjoyed a Marvel comic as much as this since Donny Cates' Thor 1, which in my opinion is still a fantastic first issue. But this thing is just absolutely awesome. If you're, familiar with Iron Man's origin comic or, from the movies, either one will do. It's a little bit of, both in this, but it's just creepy, and it's a love story that is cuz I guess I'll say, Pepper's involved quite a bit, and I don't want to spoil it cuz it's just so creepy and eerie and unnerving. And so if you like horror as well, I think this is just an awesome book. I don't know if the others will be this good. To my knowledge, I think they're all going to be different writers. I know this was a different writer than the Darkhold Alpha. So I don't think you have to be invested in the series at all. If you want a super solid Marvel horror book, or maybe you're an Iron Man fan or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I absolutely love this book. By the way, this is the cover C, I think. I just picked one. I think they all kind of look the same one. I didn't really like the cover B, but I think between the A and C's, I think they kind of look the same, and I don't know, I grabbed this one. So I really suggest taking a look at this book. Not really a spec book or anything like that, but honestly, I've really, really enjoyed this book, and I haven't enjoyed a comic, which I enjoy comics, I enjoy comics very much, but the level of excitement that I got reading this, and just, I guess, pleasure in reading a really good story, this is up there. This is up there as all-time favorite comics, possibly. Like, it was really good. I'm trying to give it a lot of praise, and I really mean it. I'm pretty genuine when I do these. I tell you if I like books, and overall, I'm a pretty easy person to please. But this one was a real winner for me, and I don't know. I hope more people read it, because my fear is, only a handful of people that are reading the Darkhold series will read it. But I think it is an awesome, awesome book that is, again, standalone. You do not have to even know what happened in the first one. This is just a dark Iron Man story, and pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, though. So we got Iron Man 13 here. Again, another series I'm super far behind on. I will catch up on it. I just I need to make time for myself at some point. And we're gonna take a small break, I guess. That being said, you may have noticed, I think last week, maybe the week before, I don't know, I only did 3 videos. At some point I was doing 5 videos and then kind of teetered on doing 4 videos. For the time being, I'm going to cut back to 3 videos a week. I'm in the process of moving, and in that I have to get ready my new place and then get ready things to get packed up here. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. And I'm still trying to have time to read and do other things. That I do voiceover work and this and that. And I did a convention and a flea market this weekend. And I'm trying to be fair to myself while also putting out the content, because I do enjoy making these videos. But I don't, want to rush them, and I don't want to exhaust myself. So I think for the time being, I'm going to cut down to 3 videos and hopefully ramp my way back up later on. I don't know when. That's just how it is. I do apologize, and there may be shifts on days, because I guess now I'm doing Wednesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays are my video days, but things may change. But anyway, so I've got a couple Star Wars books here. So is it Trail? I always can't remember if it's Trail or Trial, but Trail of Shadows number 1. Wait, is this a... Wow. Okay, this is a different High Republic book. I should have read this one. There's another one that's like Monster of something. I didn't even realize. I thought this was the Monsters Peak or whatever that other book is called. I thought this was part of that, and I'm like, oh, I'm behind on that. I can't read that. This is a whole different book. Okay, well, I didn't read that one. I guess I'll try to read that one here soon, I guess, as well. It's a #1, so more High Republic stuff. I'm going to grab all the High Republic stuff, you know. I guess there's a book that I'm already behind on. And then we got War of the Bounty Hunters #5, right? Yeah. Had to pick up this, what is it, 30th? Or 50th? Oh, I guess it's Lucasfilm. Okay. 30th or 50th anniversary cover with Ahsoka and Anakin on there. I said Ahsoka and Luke. I'm all mixed up and I don't know what's going on. But I've really been enjoying these. I think I might go back and actually try to collect the ones that I missed. The Clone Wars ones anyway. Because I really, really like these covers. They are just super, super cool. And, yeah. Oh, it's got a kind of a ding. If you know, Penguin is now distributing Marvel. We switched over to Penguin. And these boxes, they're shipping them in. I didn't even notice when I grabbed it. This is the only copy we got. I think we got 2 copies, but, one was for a pool list or something. For one of our customers, and I grabbed the last copy. And it has definitely got some serious dings on its corners. Whatever, I don't think it's going to be a super valuable book anytime, but it's a cool cover and I like to have it in my collection. A couple more Star Wars books. We got Dr. Aphra, part of the War Bounty Hunter stuff, is #15. Again, super behind on that. Luckily, I think, this will be the end of it, I guess. #5 should be the last issue. I don't know if there's any tie-ins coming out still, but maybe that'll give me some time to catch up. Then we got Ghost of Vader's Castle #4. This continues to be a fun little Star Wars horror thing as well. Not as good as Darkhold Iron Man. Not as creepy. This is just, people are having bad dreams and scary things are happening. They're going to Mustafar, going to Vader's castle to figure out what's going on and also rescue somebody. That being said, this is more child-friendly and, not as serious, I guess. This is more of a fun little spook rather than the Iron Man. I keep talking about it. I'm going to keep moving on. So, we got Harley Quinn, the tour, whatever it is, Eat, Bang, Kill tour, #2. I kind of mixed on this one. I kind of enjoy it, but it just feels like it's missing a little bit of the flavor of the show, and also it just feels like Ivy. I feel like this whole series might just be Ivy going, I don't know if I want to actually be married to Harley Quinn, and which I guess slight spoiler, they're getting. I mean, well, not really. They were in we're just married car, I think, in the first issue, but they got married at the end of the last season, whatever season that was. I don't remember, 2, 3, I don't remember. Anyway, and this one just seems like, I don't know if I want to be married, and that's all it is. And Harley Quinn's, being ridiculous and doing crazy things, and she's like, oh, Harley, you're so much to deal with. And I feel like that's all this book is. So honestly, I feel like I can't strongly recommend this book unless you're just a super diehard fan of the show, which I really enjoy the show. And this is just kind of like a hint of the Harley Quinn show is the best way I can put this book. Maybe moving forward it'll get better. And I did enjoy the first issue, I think, a bit more than this one. But this one just feels like they're driving around and going, again, Harley does something crazy. Ivy goes, oh. And that's this book. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And I don't know, yeah. If you haven't watched the show, I don't know if you'd be interested in all. That's how I feel about that one. And then, very small week for me on indie books. Starting off with Ordinary Gods, number 4. That was a very small hidden number. But anyway, Ordinary Gods, #4. I keep reading this one because everyone at the shop seems to like this book. I think this book is just fine. I honestly don't know if I want to read it anymore. There's nothing that is pulling me in. I don't think the story's that interesting. I guess I'm mainly just confused on who all these people are and who these people were and this and that. And there's nothing that is pulling me in. There's not enough mystery of the plot. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Are you reading Ordinary Gods? Is it pulling you in? Maybe there's just something I'm missing. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is, because I feel like people like this book, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I guess, but this is one that I'm considering dropping. We'll see. I'll think about it some more. And then moving on to Mamo number 4. I think this is just a 5-parter, so I think we just have one more issue left. Mamo is a series that I don't know if I'm pronouncing the title right, and I also happen to very much love this series. I've praised it quite a bit on the channel every time I get this issue, which I do feel like this issue is a bit thinner, but not thin, not like Berserker thin, but I feel like the other issues have been quite thick, and I've enjoyed that. This is still on the thicker side, but not how the other ones usually have been. But this is just a fun little, I always call it a slice of life witch story. It's very quaint, very low key, not super crazy. We're not shooting lasers or nothing, casting spells and raising the dead. None of that, It's just, there's a dead witch that scattered her bones across the land and still haunts the land because she hasn't been properly buried. So they're trying to, collect the bones, and I don't know. It's a hard book to tell somebody about, but it's one that when I start reading it, and I really love the art in it as well. It's just very, again, it fits the story very well. It's very quaint and low key. Nothing super fantastical, just very soothing in a way, very soft, I guess. And it's just a series that I really enjoy. I say also, if you read The Last Witch, I think you'd enjoy this one. Not necessarily the same thing. I know they're both about witches, but The Last Witch is a bit more fantastical and big battles and stuff, and this one, like I said, is much more slice of life, just kind of small town little, we're fixing problems and doing a little bit of witch stuff, I guess. Yeah, I really like it. I'm excited to see where the last issue, if it is the last issue, I think next one will put it. I wouldn't be upset if they decided to continue it either, probably. But if it's the ending, it's the ending. Sometimes, a story's been told. That is all I have for you this week, though. Is there something that you are reading that I should be reading that I didn't pick up, or this or that, or whatever? Books that I'm reading that you're also reading that you really agree on, disagree on, whatever. Tell me, do you love Darkhold Iron Man as much as I do? Because am I crazy? Am I just that big of an Iron Man fan? Or is this genuinely just a really, really good book? Because I'm in love with this thing, and I think if you've watched this entire video and haven't figured that out by now, then you weren't paying attention. That's all I got for you. Again, thank you all so much for the love and support, and I will see you all next time.